It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Well, hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Monday here on Talkback on KSYL. I'm Al Quartermont along with Stephen Maxwell. Looking forward to a great week this week, and we'll get it started off right for you with our Monday show here today. We got a lot going on with it, and we'll inform you more on that coming up in just a few moments. But first, introducing Stephen. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Morning. Another day.
Another day. Well, your Sunday probably didn't go quite the way you had anticipated it going.
No, it was around, that situation with LSUA, possible active shooter threat. And we got the call around 5:15-ish. Went out there, and we were out there for a couple of hours. I had my buddy over with me, and, Nate.
Yeah.
And so we were just hanging out, and I was like, you want to go? And we went, and he helped film for me. So
there you go.
Very glad, though, it ended up just being a false alarm or a hoax. So
yeah,
we're happy about that.
We'll have Dr. Paul Carell from LSUA calling in at about 7:30 and just kind of give us his perspective on everything that was done yesterday in terms of the response. And as you said, thankfully turned out not to be anything, although whoever would phone in something like that, you definitely have to wonder about their mental capacity. So we'll find out more with Dr. Carell coming up at 8:05 as well. We'll tell you a little bit about what's going on with our friends over at Freedom Travel. They've got some big trips coming up in this coming year, so Christine Antune will join us. And then at 8:30, Buck Vanderstein, he's the executive director of the Louisiana Forestry Association. He'll join the show. He wants to talk about ways that carbon capture and sequestration could benefit the timber industry. So all that coming up here on a Monday Talkback. Did you make it to your movie over the weekend?
Yeah, we did. We went Friday night. It got raving reviews. We're talking about Weapons. The main actor is Josh Brolin in that. And I was expecting like a good horror movie, good guy, bad guy. We'll see who wins at the end. And it was like the whole allegory went straight over my head. And when I learned what it was actually about afterwards, I started putting some pieces together. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But if I didn't have Google, I never would have caught on. I guess because I haven't had that personally affect me before. Okay. It was an allegory on like addiction, personal trauma. So like the witchcraft demon people it was just all symbolisms of alcoholism and then like, cheating and then other post-traumatic stuff. It was interesting when you look back on it, and I gave it like a 6 out of 10. Like really? I was expecting it to be something great. I'm not against like, allegorical content.
Yeah.
I just never would have caught on.
Yeah.
But they had symbols like there was triangles randomly in it, and apparently that's like a sign for like addiction recovery possibly or something. I don't know, but it's interesting, and maybe they got the job done because I actually started thinking about things now. And some people that I talked to have seen it too. They were like, okay, during the movie, I noticed some things like the kid had to feed his parents because they were like demon possessed or witchcraft possessed. And so that's like a sign of, the kid would have to feed his addicted parent to make sure they're okay. Like there's all sorts of things if you look back on it that were interesting. I was like, okay, that makes sense, I guess, but I just never would have naturally figured it out.
Yeah.
But I guess in an internet age, you're naturally going to Google what the heck happened. So, and I like something that like rocks you to your core, like a movie. If it's scary, I want it to freak you out, have like disturbing stuff. Like that's what you pay for, right?
I guess.
If you like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost kind of silly at times too.
Really?
But the reviews are like to 9 out of 10 almost everywhere.
Of course, yeah.
So.
The artsy-fartsy types love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
While the average American is like, what's the big deal?
Like, and I get it too. Like, I like, critical thinking. I like stuff like the mind bender things, but I just never would have picked up on it. There's no way. If I didn't have the internet, I'd been just wondering why I watched this movie.
Wow, that's a ringing endorsement.
But, I don't know. Sometimes I want to go there and I want it to be simple for my simple pea brain. Like, oh, it's a It's a little,
Yeah.
it's a demon monster. Let's see if they can beat it. You know,
Right.
that's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
Just want to be entertained.
Just want to be entertained, my
Are
friend.
you not entertained?
I just want Superman with Super Dog.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Crypto.
Yeah. Oh, see, like scary movie. I like Conjuring. You know, like it's simple.
Yeah.
They're trying to find the demon in the house. There's some backstory to it, some twists and turns. Let's see what happens. It's not really an allegory, or as far as I know. So.
Like the Amityville Horror.
Yeah, something just super creepy. You know, sinister things like that.
So I didn't spend money to go to a movie Friday, but on Netflix I hadn't watched this. It's been out for a while now. The latest Beverly Hills Cop movie, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, which I actually enjoyed. Because again, it just leaned into all the old motifs with Axel Foley and Eddie Murphy and some of the original characters. So,
Axel F.
Yeah.
I never watched a Beverly Hills Cop.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
No.
Those movies were huge, especially the first one when it came out, because that's when Eddie Murphy was kind of at the peak of his popularity. And great movie.
I've heard of it.
Probably you've never seen it.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
It's never tuned in.
They even have Serge in the.
Who?
Serge. He's one of the characters that Eddie Murphy runs into in Beverly Hills.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Bronson Pinchot, is that his name?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is?
Bronson Pinchot?
I think he's a fairly famous actor now. Let me see if I can find out what he was in.
If it's now, I definitely don't know. I'm not really up to date with like all them kids are.
Let's see.
I can only name
He was in Perfect Strangers, the television show.
Is that a new show?
No, it was out in the 80s.
Oh, okay. So he's an old actor.
Yeah, he's older.
Oh, okay. I don't really know new actors anymore. Do you?
No, not really.
The only ones that I know are like Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya, because I watched Dune the other day.
I've heard of them.
Oh.
Well, I know Zendaya from the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, yeah, that was right.
She
was the girlfriend or whatever.
Was that the Andy Garfield? I can't remember. I can't keep them straight.
No, that's the Tom Holland
Tom
one.
Holland?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Those weren't
bad.
bad.
Yeah, because then they were dating, right?
Yeah.
Are they still dating?
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell. Couldn't care less.
Could care less. No, they were good. Those Spider-Mans were fine.
Yeah.
But it's like, how many remakes are we going to do?
The last Spider-Man, when all three of them showed up,
Yeah, that was
kind of cool.
It was fun.
Actually.
But I'm still a Tobey Maguire guy.
Me too. Well,
I thought they were great.
You were little when those came out.
Yeah, that was the Green Goblin one and the Dr. Ock one.
Yeah.
Huge deals.
Oh,
I probably saw them
big time.
95 times.
That third one was awful.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the first two were really good.
Like sassy Peter Parker in the third one, and the Venom. It was just really bad.
Yeah, it was stupid.
But I liked it probably when I was a kid, but I had to act like I didn't because everyone else said they didn't. You know, like Star Wars Episode 1 in 1999.
Yeah.
Greatest movie when you're 7.
Sure.
You watch it now, you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
But you still like it because it's nostalgia.
Have you been watching the Obi-Wan Kenobi series?
That was like 5 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My son was watching it the other day. I thought it was new. I was like, what is this?
It was like 21.
Oh, really?
22.
Well,
it was good. It had some moments I was like, okay, but
yeah,
it was fine. It felt like they slapped it together very quickly, which they did.
Yeah. I mean, Disney has mostly decimated the Star Wars franchise.
They have. Well, a great thing about Star Wars is that it was special.
Yeah.
We had to wait like a lifetime for the next one.
For sure.
And, the sequel trilogy started off great and just tanked.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that came out like in 2015.
Right.
Oh,
those were so bad.
It was just the second one of that trilogy. I don't know who decided to do that kind of storytelling, but they did the opposite of everything you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they thought it might work. I don't know. Ruined Luke completely.
Probably the same person that did the Cracker Barrel remake.
And that's when I was looking at my phone a second ago. They sent out a statement about an hour ago. I was trying to read
Cracker Barrel did?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta read it for us. Yeah, we gotta see this.
It might be a long one.
I saw where the CEO was saying that it's just a few vocal people that have been.
I don't think so. All right, I promise to our guests, if the last few days have shown us anything, is how deeply people care about Cracker Barrel. We're truly grateful for your heartfelt voices. You've also shown us that we could have done better at sharing who we are and who we'll be. What has not changed and what will never change are the values of this company that was built on when Cracker Barrel first opened in 1969. Hard work, family, and scratch-cooked food made with care, a place where everyone feels at home, no matter where you're from or where you're headed. That's the Cracker Barrel you'll always find. Okay, hold up. So the things people love most about our stores aren't going anywhere. Rocking chairs, warm fire, peg games, unique treasures, vintage Americana, antiques. We also love seeing how much you care about our old timer. We love him too. Uncle Herschel will still be on our menu. Welcome back, Uncle Herschel's favorite breakfast platter too. He's also on our road signs and featured in our country store. He's not going anywhere. He is family. So our logo and remodels have been making headlines. Our bigger focus is still right where it belongs, in the kitchen, on your plates, blah, 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 blah. Meatloaf, chicken dumplings, blah, blah, blah. We take this responsibility very seriously. We know we won't always get everything right the first time, but we'll keep learning. At the end of the day, our promise is you'll always find comfort, community, and country hospitality at Cracker Barrel.
Translation, we screwed up.
Like, why? That is the charm of Cracker Barrel, is it never changes. It's like a Baptist. We don't like change. Leave it the way it is.
So many funny memes out there, though. I mean, it's been worth it just for all the funny memes that are out there.
All the businesses who like put the Uncle Herschel on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or there's the Cracker Barrel with the original logo with Sydney Sweeney next to it, and then the new logo with, what's her name? The global warming girl.
Oh, shoot. Greta
Thunberg, yeah. That's a good one. I like this one personally. It's Up in Heaven. It's Uncle Ben, Aunt Jemima, the Land O'Lakes Indian, one other. And it says, "Welcome, Cracker."
Oh, my gosh.
That's a good one.
Don't read Twitter out loud, Al.
I won't. And then one of my other favorites is the Cracker Barrel with a new logo and Spirit Halloween sign.
That's actually the funniest one I've seen. That one's funny.
Well, that's a good one.
I saw some empty parking lots on social media.
Mm-hmm.
You never know if it's true. It could be from like Christmas Day or something.
Right, that's right, yeah.
But I think their stocks plummeted for a little while.
It has.
I'm sure they'll be fine. You never know.
You never know. Hopefully they didn't do too much damage.
Yeah.
All right, we need to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk with Dr. Paul Carell and find out a little bit more about what happened on campus yesterday. Certainly for a time, a little bit of a scary situation. Everything ended well, though. Thankfully, we'll be right back.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talkback is on the way.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Stock futures all lower this morning as optimism over interest rate cuts fades. Traders say they may have overreacted, but data in the coming weeks will decide things. France and Austria are the latest countries pausing shipments to the U.S. over new import duties. Letters, books, gifts, and small parcels worth less than $100 will still be exempt. But countries say there's a lack of clarity on international goods worth up to $800. Burlington said to open new stores in 19 states, many of them going into former Jo-Ann Fabrics locations. The chain permanently closed its stores earlier this year after filing for bankruptcy. And the NFL just named Abercrombie & Fitch as its official fashion partner. Financial terms weren't disclosed, but Abercrombie agreed to a multi-year deal to create their own NFL apparel. The league calls it part of a vital effort to grow its fan base, especially among women, who currently make up more than 47% of NFL fans. Monica Ricks, Bloomberg Radio.
Well, good morning. There's good and bad news in the forecast. First, the good, cooler temperatures coming later in the week. Not today. That's the bad news. Sunny and hot today. 96 the afternoon high. We'll see winds out of the east, northeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. No mention of rain today. Clear skies tonight down to 69. And then tomorrow, it looks like a little bit cooler. 93 the high with a chance of an afternoon shower. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
And we are back on Talkback on your Monday. Quarterman Stephen Maxwell with you. And Stephen, I'll let you set this up since you were the one covering it yesterday, the incident out at LSU Alexandria.
Yeah, Dr. Paul Corral, the Chancellor of LSUA, is joining us on the phone. Of course, you guys had a serious situation yesterday. We were, of course, hearing reports of a possible threat on campus. Kind of give us the timeline of what happened. And, of course, we're all very, very thankful and happy that it ended up being a hoax of some sort.
Yeah, the APD got a call about 5 o'clock saying there was a active shooter on campus. And, normally we tell our students to call 911, so that was suspect in itself. But anyway, I want to just compliment law enforcement. It was amazing, the response. In probably less than 10 minutes, they were here on campus and, going through and clearing buildings and making sure everybody was safe and our students were isolated and safe as well. We had the APD, Rapides Sheriff's Department, LeConte Police Department, Woodworth Police Department, and Pafford EMS was here. They were all here in 10 or 12 minutes. It was an amazing response, and we're very proud of our law enforcement. But they went through every building over a couple-hour period, and there was nothing found. It's a cruel hoax. We found out last night that Villanova University and University of South Carolina had about the same exact call about the same time. In fact, Villanova is the second time in 4 days that a cruel hoax was played on them. So it appears to be something that's being done across the country. And it's really a sad situation when you have someone that disrupts campuses like this, particularly right before classes start. But I see everybody coming on campus. The students are coming to class, and we thank God everybody was safe, and we praise our law enforcement officers who came in and responded. They put in a lot of effort and did a fantastic job, but I can't praise them enough.
What was your first thought and then your first reaction after you got the call about this?
Well, the safety of the students obviously is always your first priority, and anytime you have any kind of campus disruption that may cause harm to students. Fortunately, we weren't on the school days. We would have had, several thousand students here. So, the residents are the ones we have to worry about immediately. We have about 350 students that live on campus in apartments. And we had other faculty and staff working, getting ready for the start of class. In fact, today's the first day of class. So your thought is, immediately responding. I came immediately. My wife and I both came, and all of our senior leadership team was here. Our campus police did a fantastic job as well in working with the state police and all the other police departments that were here. And you got to stay calm, and you got to make sure that you isolate and put everybody in a position of being safe.
As far as you know, when the call came in to Alexandria Police, was it specific about the campus, or was it just general as far as you know, or can you even say?
Well, they got a recording of it, and I think they're going to do a major investigation and probably work with Villanova and University of South Carolina as well, because those calls came in around the same time, I understand. You got to listen to the voice and try to trace the call and see where it came from. And I think... they did specifically call and mention all three of those universities as having, a threat of a shooter on those campuses. But, when you think of being cruel, this is probably one of the most cruel things you can do is, pick up a phone and make a call like that and then hang up. Yeah. The police department has to respond. I mean, they need to, then we want them to. But it's just amazing that you have people that think that put that much crisis on a campus, but by making a phone call. When they couldn't find anything, we were very happy, obviously, and thankful that everybody was safe. But you got to respond, you got to stay calm, and you got to make sure you protect these students on the campus. And we're probably going to be better for it, though, because we learned some things we need to improve and, how to respond to these things. But overall, we did a really good job. And like I said, the police departments and campus police and everybody else did a good job.
Do you want to give a shout out to your campus security director?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my entire senior leadership team because they were all here. They stayed for several hours with our students. They calmed them down and made sure they were safe. They all moved into the fort, which is where we play basketball. And they were isolated there and safe. And everybody else was on lockdown. And, we went and, if any of them need any kind of counseling today, we're definitely going to offer that to them if they want some counseling. But I think everybody's just so relieved and thankful. And, there were a lot of prayers being prayed, during the time we were not sure what was going on. But I've gotten so many calls from the community and from the leadership around Alexandria and the region. And, I appreciate that very much. And we really thank them for their prayers and their thoughts.
You almost wonder if, the FBI won't get involved in something like this, considering that it was in multiple states.
I think they should. And I know technology is in place that really have a good chance of finding out where this call came from.
Right.
So I'd love to be able to see that crime solved and get this person, to face the reality of what they've done.
Is APD the lead on this investigation as far as you know?
Yeah, because the call went into them, so they're going to have to take the lead. And I talked to Chief Grimial yesterday, and I also talked to Mayor Roy, and they offered all the resources they had if we needed them. And they said they definitely have a recording of the call, and they're definitely going to investigate it and probably coordinate with these other universities as well.
Yeah, I know we talked to some parents out there and they, of course, were relieved, but they were just mad that, somebody would do this. I have to feel like you would feel the same way too. Yeah,
it's very, very disappointing. But, in the world we live in today, people don't think about the consequences. A prank call, a hoax, whatever you want to call it, the disruption and the stress that it puts on these young people. It's just unacceptable. And, the prosecution of people that do this is critical. And I hope they can solve this case.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Dr. Correll, we're so glad that it ended up being nothing in terms of the impact, but I know it definitely rattled some cages for a few hours and led to probably a fairly sleepless night for you. So thank you for calling in this morning to just kind of update us on the situation.
Well, thank y'all for allowing us to get the word out that everything's safe here. And all the students, we welcome them to come on to campus for the first day of class. We have a record enrollment, and we look forward to a really more peaceful rest of the semester.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and I know you have your regular segment with us tomorrow morning, so we'll see you then.
Yes, sir. Thank you all.
All right, thank you. Dr. Paul Correll, the Chancellor of LSU Alexandria. Man,
it was the heaviest law enforcement reaction that I've probably seen in Alexandria.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot there. Armored vehicles, every agency you could think of.
Wow.
And you could just see armed officers going from building to building, long rifles. You know. And
it's clearing.
We saw some videos from students where the officers were immediately in the buildings guarding the doors. So. Yeah, it's scary for them, and but obviously we're all happy that it turned out the way it did.
For sure.
Very, very happy.
All right, we'll take a break. 442-8255 is our phone number with the 318 before it, and we'll come back with more Talk Back right after this.
KSYL.
Timber and oil and gas built Central Louisiana. Advances in carbon capture and storage have come along to make Cenla a business leader once again. Now, groups outside Louisiana spreading lies and misinformation have convinced some friends and neighbors to oppose this game-changing industry. The truth? Carbon capture is safe and will provide hundreds of jobs and millions of dollars for schools and roads. Log on for facts at AmericanEnergySecurityProject.org.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Cenla's best at Bricato's restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt in your mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricato's restaurant. 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back-to-school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school. In stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Since 9/13 while supplies last.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
A message from Israel Air Conditioning and Heating.
Yeah, my mama, she told me to pick up and call Israel Air.
She told me Israel Air. She told me.
She said they'll come running with comfort beyond compare.
At a very fair price.
Because you know we're all about your comfort, no troubles. Call 442-6657. That's 442-6657. We're all about your comfort,
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, Alan Stephen back with you here on this Monday morning. And grateful that you could be with us and that you've chose to tune in this morning at 442-8255 on the BOM Bank Talk Line. For those of you that would like to participate, we got about 15 minutes of open line at 8:05. Christina Antune will be here from Freedom Travel. Tell us what they got planned for some trips that are coming up that you might be interested in. All right, so going back to the story from yesterday out at LSUA, and when the report of a possible shooter on campus came in, some parents from Allen Parish made their way up, and Stephen had a chance to talk with them, Ted and Shelley Fontenot, and here's that interview, some of that interview that Stephen did with them.
LSUA?
Yes, sir.
What is he?
He'll be a freshman starting tomorrow. He happened to be on campus because they had their first baseball meeting today. He sent me a video. I couldn't really make it out. It was a real short clip, and then he put active shooter. And I thought it was a joke at first. He said no, and he sent me, LSUA must have sent out a text to everybody saying they're on lockdown, and it was 2 police officers with large guns, kind of blocking their area. And that's all I knew. So I called him. He was gone, and we came up here. And kind of by the time we got here, people were saying they haven't found an active shooter. That it may hopefully just been a hoax.
I mean, as a parent, just the whole time.
I thought the worst.
Yeah, she broke down. And I called a couple of people to see what they knew. A police officer I knew to see if he could call somebody over here, and he said that it was reported. It wasn't an actual shooter on campus. That it was reported as like a threat. Yeah. And they were. So that kind of relieved me that nobody was actually on campus with a gun. So,
yeah. I don't know how much my child knew, being in there. So.
When you heard that it was probably a hoax, what was your thoughts?
Mad, aggravated,
Yeah, he's been practicing active shooter drills in high schools every year. We do it every year in schools going up, so he's no stranger to this, but it's just aggravating that it happens.
You can really tell the anguish in the mother's voice for sure.
Yeah, you could tell she's been having a hard time, but obviously very thankful. They were mad though, that of course this happened, but glad they're okay. Interesting story. I just kind of walked up to them as they were walking by, and I was like, hey, do you have a child here? Like, yeah, we just came in from Allen Parish. We're from Oakdale. I was like, oh, I'm from Fairview, super small town. And he goes, "Oh, I just got hired as the principal of Fairview." I was like, "Goodness gracious." So that was the principal of Fairview. Their son plays baseball at LSUA, just started out. Obviously not the way you want to start it, but, you know, like Dr. Correll said, law enforcement responded quickly, in full force, took it seriously, and we are glad they did so.
Yeah. Wow, just a crazy situation there.
And if you watch the Facebook Live, I did too. I talked to other parents who were there, and, you know, lots of concern. The cars were lined down Highway 71, lined down Highway 71. You know, people trying to get into campus, trying to find out what's happening to their kid. And the one thing good about cell phones is they were able to talk with them, most of them almost immediately. So that kind of helped them know that they were safe. So sometimes it could get a little bit worse if you didn't know they were safe.
Wow. Yeah, that was a heavy story. So just so thankful that, like I said, turned out to be nothing, although it didn't feel like nothing.
Still something,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Right.
Not to take away the seriousness of this, but it would be the first weekend since I've moved here that I did not bring my camera equipment with me home on the weekend. So all I had
Let
was...
this be a lesson to you, young
I
man.
had 2 phones, one of them with no microphone, the other one was at 5% when I walked out the door. I was like, of course.
Yeah.
So, but next time I'll have a microphone, everybody. But with technology today, you know, we've made it work.
You know, those little portable charger thingies, too.
I know. I just left my bag here because I was meeting my wife somewhere Friday night.
Yeah.
No, my friend somewhere Friday night.
Okay, yeah.
And he was just picking me up, and I didn't want to leave my camera in the car.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
Hey, excuses, right?
Right.
Well, made it work. Made it happen.
You did. All right, let's go to the phones this morning. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Yeah, Al. You know, we're always quick to, you know, criticize our law enforcement and response time and crime in Alexandria, but I feel like yesterday was a good representation of how our departments work together in a crisis situation to get out to LSUA to resolve that situation.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the reality is that for a lot of these police agencies, they do training on this. They have to, because of what's going on in this country in the last, unfortunately, many years, ever since really the incident that took place in Colorado in the late 90s. So we know that our officers train for these sorts of situations, hoping to never have to use it. But that is the good thing about training, is it has you prepared when something does happen.
Well, and also, you know, it shows in this area that we've raised what would be called soft targets like churches and schools, and things of that nature, with the law enforcement presence there at the different churches, whether it be Calvary Baptist or Pentecostals of Alexandria or Methodist Church, whatever denomination it is, protecting your congregation or protecting your students like your Rapides Parish schools. We're so fortunate here in Rapides Parish that the sheriff has these resource officers at these schools protecting our kids and grandkids. You know, we take that for granted every day, and that's not the case around the nation. You know, so kudos to our law enforcement, their response yesterday and their continued training and protection of our students, whatever age they are, from pre-K all the way up to college. You know, just we always find the negative in what goes on. I think yesterday we need to thank them and appreciate what they do on a day in and day out basis.
Yeah, very well said. Thank you for that call. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And that's so true, because, you know, you're seeing them, you know, whether they knew it was a hoax or not, them going from door to door, you know, risking their lives. I mean, that's scary stuff. Kudos to them.
Yep.
And he's absolutely right. Great response. They do a great job, and we're thankful to have them for sure.
All right, we'll take a break.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics, with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talkback is on the way.
Close your eyes and feel the sun-drenched breeze of southern Spain. From whitewashed villages to golden beaches, this is where history meets passion. Moorish Palaces, Flamenco Night, and Unforgettable Tapas. This small group, escorted by Annie and Christine in March 2026, will visit Seville, Cordoba, Granada, Marbella, and more. Join our spectacular Spain tour, beaming with culturally rich and local experiences. FreedomTravelLLC.com, your international travel architect.
Hello, I'm Dr. Noah Miller. I'm the new guy at the clinics. I'm a family medicine physician from Vedrine, Louisiana, and I'm now accepting new patients. Call today for an appointment. The clinics offers a wide range of services, including primary care, family and chronic care, urgent and acute care, on-site lab and x-ray as well. Same-day appointments are available, and we accept most insurance and Medicare. Experience exceptional care at the clinics. 1587 North Bolton. Call 445-9823 or reach us online at theclinics.us. Looking forward to seeing you at the clinics.
The world once needed lots of paper made right here in central Louisiana. Now we're making a comeback with clean methanol. Beaver Lake Renewable Energy will turn Louisiana wood into fuel, creating hundreds of direct and indirect jobs and giving loggers a steady market again. It's not just a plant, it's a promise to our land, our people, and our future. Visit BeaverLakeRenewable.com and find out how we're putting central Louisiana back on the map.
Storms, tornadoes, power outages. It's the season, so get prepared. Get storm ready with Southern Air. Get a free estimate on a generator, the right generator for your home and family, plus 0% financing for 60 months with approved credit. Let Southern Air help you take the worry out of hurricane season. Take action now. Visit southernairnow.com and let us bear it. Or give us a call at 318-777-5555. Keep the lights on with Southern Air.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
Talk back. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
All right, we're back on Talkback. Al Quartermont, Stephen Maxwell with you. Let's let you know about a couple of things that are happening around town today. Coming up over the noon hour. First of all, the Chamber of Commerce is hosting a luncheon with the featured speaker being Senator John Kennedy. And what do you know about that, detail-wise?
It's like their federal legislative luncheon update, so he's going to speak, and we'll ask him some questions if they let us.
What time and where, do you know?
I'm sorry, 11:30 to 1 at the Randolph Riverfront Center.
All right. Now, opposite that, across the river, North Rapids Business and Industry Alliance meeting that Mike Johnson puts on, and that will feature Cade Brumley, the state superintendent of schools, again, 11:30 to 1 at Louisiana Christian University in the Granbury Conference Center. Unfortunately, these two events are happening today, but our understanding is that it was the date that Senator Kennedy gave, and it was like the only date he could be here. So unfortunately, it's opposite of Narbia, because there's no doubt that probably some of the people that would go to the Kennedy thing would have gone to Narbia, or maybe vice versa.
Yeah, I need a clone today.
Including yourself.
Yep. Oh, well, I'm going to go to the Kennedy one, I guess.
Yeah, well.
It doesn't come around as much.
Right, that's understandable.
But yeah, maybe we can catch Brumley another time, get him on the show.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be there a little bit early and I can try and grab him. Get some, because I mean, they got some great things happening in this state education.
Oh,
numbers are going up, and we're trending in the right direction, so that's exciting.
Right.
But lots of stuff happening in DC too that we want to hear from Kennedy as well. So
yeah. I heard on Louisiana Radio Network this morning how even the New Orleans school district is doing much better. It's up to a C level now, and they're saying it could even jump to a B, and they credit a lot of that to the charter schools.
That's amazing.
Yeah, considering where they've been.
Yeah, Louisiana was bottom of the barrel and moving up to mid-tier and trending in the right direction.
No, Cade Brumley's done by all accounts, a really fantastic job. So that should be interesting. Again, both of those going on today. So pick which one you want to go to and go, but at least go.
or just, I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah. Flip a coin.
That's what I did.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Good morning. Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Is the gas sequestration part of the Green New Deal?
Carbon capture and sequestration, part of the Green New Deal.
Yeah.
Definitely the money that's coming to incentivize these companies to do it is coming from the Green New Deal, those Q45 tax credits.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't that put in place before that? It's been around for a while.
So this is backed by AOC and Biden?
I mean, I'm sure it was. I know that even in the first Trump administration that there was language about this as well. And the governor of Louisiana supports it too.
Yeah. Now, if they're in it, I'm out of it.
Well, the White House posted that they're optimistic about the CCS as well in a post. So.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right.
I thought it was put in place under the Bush administration. I have to look at that up, but we talked about that.
I know. We've heard so many things on this. Now, I mean, there's no doubt the Trump administration has scaled back a lot of the money going toward this, but as far as this effort goes, haven't seen any of that. So.
It's on whitehouse.gov advocating for it. I don't know what else.
Yeah. So, all right, more coming up in hour number 2.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenla Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3, HD3, Alexandria.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is back in ICE custody.
Just like a tree that's planted by the wall.
Supporters sang outside the Immigration Center in Baltimore, where he spoke through an interpreter before surrendering this morning.
Un milagro, gracias a Dios y gracias a toda la comunidad.
This was a miracle. Thank you to God, and thank you to the community power.
He was released from jail in Tennessee Friday, months after the Trump administration said he was sent to prison in his native El Salvador by mistake. He's since refused to plead guilty to human trafficking. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson.
Mr. Abrego Garcia is saying that at this point, if he accepted the plea deal, it wouldn't be voluntary. It would be coerced, that the U.S. government is, in fact, just trying to force him to accept this plea deal. And they're dangling the threat of being deported to Uganda in order to try and coerce him, again, to accept that deal.
His lawyers say they've just filed a new lawsuit challenging his current confinement and his deportation to Africa. Some of the more than 2,000 National Guard troops patrolling Washington, D.C. are now carrying their service weapons. And President Trump says he may send the Guard to Chicago next. ACLU Illinois' Ed Yanka.
National Guard are not trained to be police officers, to collaborate and cooperate with communities. They're trained to do militaristic operations.
The Israeli military confirms it hit targets in the area of a hospital in southern Gaza, where health officials say 19 people were killed today. The BBC's Mike Thompson.
A video showed a doctor holding up bloodied clothes to a camera before a second strike filled the air with smoke and debris. 5 journalists are reported to be among those killed. One, the mother of a 12-year-old boy, freelanced for the Associated Press.
The IDF says it regrets any harm to uninvolved individuals and doesn't target journalists as such. A memoir by Jeffrey Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre will be released posthumously. CBS's Vicki Barker. Publisher Alfred A. Knopf says Virginia Giuffre made it clear it was her, quote, heartfelt wish that her memoir be published in the event of her death. Now it's announced the book, called Nobody's Girl, will come out in October, 6 months after the Jeffrey Epstein accuser died by suicide. New survey of business economists finds a majority think the president's tax cuts went to the wrong people. Morgan Stanley's Sarah Wolf.
On the one big beautiful bill, they think that the deficit consequences are larger than the economic benefit.
This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Recovery is deeply personal and can look different for everyone. Recovery takes more than persistence and resilience. It takes support. Get help navigating your recovery journey, no matter where you are. Every step you take to navigate substance use and mental health challenges can help you reach your recovery goals. And staying connected to treatment and support makes long-term success more likely. Visit samhsa.gov/recoverme to find support and create a recovery plan that works for you.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. The EPA has now taken the lead in the cleanup at Smitty's Supply in Roseland after Friday's explosion that caused officials to call for a mandatory evacuation of a 1-mile radius. Among those evacuated were former Governor John Bell Edwards and his wife. A family associate says they're safe and monitoring the situation. State Police Sergeant William Huggins says there were several small explosions in the hours after the initial explosion.
These are consistent on what has been occurring since the start of this incident and do not present any new or heightened concerns at this time.
But the evacuation remains in effect to give crews space for cleanup. Secretary of State Nancy Landry is promoting voter registration week this week. Joel Watson with the Secretary of State's office says there are events throughout the state this week.
This is a week that we do events across the state. Our registrars of voters are out and about in their communities, encouraging people to register to vote, but also encouraging people who are already registered to update their registration.
LRN.
You too could have a beautiful smile in as little as 12 weeks. Exclusive to today's Dental in Pineville, Virtual Align Clear Aligners, the fastest, most convenient, affordable way to straighten your teeth for people on the go. Plus, they're invisible. No one will know you're doing it. Experience the Virtual Align difference. Call Today's Dental at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. 448-4540.
Well, good morning. There's good and bad news in the forecast. First, the good, cooler temperatures coming later in the week. Not today. That's the bad news. Sunny and hot today. 96 the afternoon high. We'll see winds out of the east, northeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. No mention of rain today. Clear skies tonight down to 69. And then tomorrow, it looks like a little bit cooler. 93 the high with a chance of an afternoon shower. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 27 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Well, hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to hour number 2 of Talkback here on KSYL. Al Quarterman along with Stephen Maxwell joining us in the studio now from Freedom Travel. Christine Antune, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing well.
Good to have you with us here this morning.
Thank you.
Sounds like you guys are gearing up for some more big trips, specifically one that's coming up.
We are. We have a group of 20 that will be in Sardinia and Sicily, so enjoying the Italian islands, which at a nice time of year, so we're excited about that. We love the groups. And about on day 3, they start saying, where are we going next?
About 20, you said?
Yeah, we'll have 20, including my mom and my husband and I. We'll be a group of 20. So spend a couple days in Rome on the front end.
Oh, my goodness.
Seeing the holy doors.
Man.
That is my number one thing to do on my wish list is go to Rome.
Oh, yeah. Rome's awesome. And we do it enough, especially this Jubilee year, that we really know how to do it well. So we've been in business for 35 years curating custom international travel for families, couples, groups. So we have a lot of experience doing that. And then in the meantime, we are always working on what's the next thing for our clients.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, I went this summer to the Amazon and to the Galapagos.
Wow.
Working on some family trips for families next year.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just amazing. So definitely focusing on some wildlife nature trips to add to our repertoire, in addition to, all the great urban locations we have.
So are you saying that you actually go yourself first and kind of scout it out and then make the plan for the families that go?
Correct. Because, if you can see it, you can sell it, is what we say. And there's things that you would do differently for your clients. For instance, we went to Quito at the end, and not necessary. Yeah. So we did. So for the families that are going next year, I'll do the same itinerary that we did, but at the end, I'm going to give them something a little bit more, I don't know, authentic, something a little bit more chill at the end. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So when is the Rome trip coming up?
We leave September 16th.
Oh, okay.
So it's definitely coming up. I kind of packed my suitcase last night.
Gotcha. So this one is kind of sold out and ready to go?
Yeah, this one is sold out. So in addition to doing the custom trips, we know that there's a client that likes to go on these group trips. And we have a great band of travelers. So every year I'll lead about 2 group trips. My mom will lead a couple group trips. So next year I have a Camino walk, the Portuguese route. With Father Joy is going to be joining us, so we'll have a priest along with us.
Wow.
And that'll be in May. And while I'm doing that, my mom will be taking a group to Japan. She's got a couple spots left on that. I have a couple, maybe we each have like 4 spots left on our trips, and then we'll be doing a trip together to Spain in March.
Wow.
Yeah, and then in the fall, I have a South Africa trip that's sold out immediately.
Wow.
So super pumped about that.
So how do people get involved? How does some of the packaging work? How does that?
There's no packaging, so
Okay.
Everything's completely custom. We don't have any rack trips that we do. So we're definitely going to fully customize it for you. We have a website, www.freedomtravelllc.com. You could get on there and see some of the group trips that we have coming up, and you can sign up for our mailing list, which is the best way to keep up with what we're doing.
Wow.
It's constantly changing.
Yeah, I want to do the Rome and the Galapagos Island. That'd be awesome.
Galapagos was amazing.
I bet.
That might be my number one that I've done. Yeah. Yeah, just the wildlife. I mean, you're just stepping over sea lions everywhere you go.
It's the Darwin tour.
It was awesome. It really, that's definitely a bucket list.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a nature lover.
That'd be awesome.
And the animals there have never had predators. And they've never been afraid of humans, so it's everybody's just like.
Oh, I'd love it.
Really cool.
Even the animals are chill then.
You had to step over them.
Wow.
Yeah, and carefully not to, they had boundaries and everything, of course.
Well, my daughter and her husband they're missionaries to Ecuador, so I've not gone down there. My wife's gone a couple times and flies into Quito. You mentioned, and then down the mountain to Santo Domingo, so that's always an adventure.
Wow.
But we've talked about going and then going to the Galapagos Islands.
Yeah, definitely put it on your list.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been to Texas, and that's pretty cool.
Well, we're about to set you up.
Please. I'm going to hit y'all up. That'd be a goal. Rome has been something I've wanted to do since I was a kid, and I was like, I only want to go if I know exactly how to go about it, and I have tons of money to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't want to eat the fake pasta. I want the real pasta.
Yeah. Stay off the big squares. Get down into the little alleys.
Yeah. So
and you'll be good.
I'm going to hit y'all up.
How many trips do you think you've done through the years?
I have a list.
Oh, wow.
I keep a list on my phone.
Really? Oh, on her phone. Any idea just how many offhand?
I don't know. When I was raising my kids, it was less, but now it's starting to be at least 3 or 4 international trips a year.
Every year. Wow.
Yeah, kind of hitting our stride a little bit.
What's the best part and worst part of international travel?
I'm trying to think of a worst part. Probably unpacking your suitcase when you get out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually design trips in my sleep at night.
Really? Wow.
So and I don't like to go back to the same place twice. So I think I like the new factor of it and the excitement of getting ready for it. But I do love, and my mom and I both love seeing it through other people's eyes.
Yeah.
So there's something about, sending a family to the Galapagos and watching it through their eyes. And I can't think of a bad part.
So, okay, the
planes maybe sometimes.
Yeah. Planes, I was about to say.
True.
The Italy tour, how long is that going to last?
We try to stay in the 10 to 14 day range. A lot of people can do a week and 2 weekends. But we're going to be in Sardinia for 5 nights and Sicily for 5 nights.
Okay.
So plus with, the travel days in between.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's a trip Mom and I have been talking about doing for a long time. The Sardinia is one of the blue zones in the world where the people live the longest. And so I'm fascinated with that. So to be able to dig in, and we like to stay in one place for a while so you can actually kind of get to, we like to do that with our clients too, just more, quality over quantity.
Sure. It's a Mediterranean diet.
Yeah. Community, walking.
Yeah.
There's 7 things.
It's like the opposite of what we do here.
Pretty much.
But when you do those trips, it does inspire you to bring something home with you. You come back different, I would say. It's just what I love about it, what I love with our kids, just watching them, absorbing the different ways of life.
Yeah, for sure. So for young parents out there, should I just leave my kid at home kind of thing?
If you can. I'm just kidding. No, I've done a couple trips amazingly with couples that are taking a 1-year-old with them.
Oh my gosh.
And just pack them in,
Oh my.
Do you think Sophie would be a good traveler?
Heck no. She would have been better at 1 than 2. 2 is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Grandma
sooner
loves
the
her.
better.
Grandma loves her. She'll stay with her.
Yeah, exactly. Well, some fun trips that we always do with our kids was Central America.
Okay.
You get there before breakfast. So easy flight.
Okay.
Cool stuff. And we started doing that, when the kids were younger. So lots of great Central America locations in addition to the rest. But I love a little trip where you can actually get there quick, get home quick. You don't have to cross a big ocean. It's a little more doable.
Okay, awesome. I got weird questions like, what was your least favorite place? But I don't want you to badmouth anything either, so.
I didn't love Quito.
Okay.
That checks out.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
I don't want to sound ignorant, but I don't even know what Quito is. What is that?
Like the major city that people fly into when you're going to Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Yeah, it's the capital of Ecuador, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a jumping off point if you're going to get it, the Amazon or to Galapagos. The Amazon was cool too. We were in Ecuador, the Ecuadorian part, and it was, we got picked up from the airport in a motorized canoe, 2-hour motorized canoe ride, 30-minute hike, then a 1-hour paddled canoe to get back to where we were going. So we have some really cool destinations. We saw a huge anaconda the minute we got there.
Wow.
Yeah, really crazy stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Have you been to Brazil?
I have not been to Brazil.
Oh, that sounds like fun too.
Yeah, so many places to go.
I know. Okay.
So call us, get on our website. We would love to help you take your family on a trip, maybe to where your ancestors are from. We're doing a good bit of genealogy trips, especially to Sicily, and those are really fun. We're doing a couple World War II trips right now for father-son, honeymoons.
Oh, wow.
Good stuff.
Cool.
I'm so glad you're here, but I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah. What's the number for people to call?
It's 318-792-4709. My mom's number and my number are both on the website. So the best way to do it is to get on the website, and then you can call us or especially get on our mailing list.
And they have a Facebook page too.
Oh, sure. We have all the socials.
Freedom Travel LLC, if you're looking for it on Facebook.
Yep.
All right. Christine Antune, our guest here on Talkback, and we always enjoy having you come on and keep us updated on future trips.
Thanks. Thanks for
Maybe
having
one
me.
Steven will go on.
Be curious.
Planning it. Planning it.
He's planning it already. All right. Thank you so much, Christine.
Thanks.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talkback is on the way.
Put some fun in your future with Pleasure Pools. Right now, get a 16 by 32 in-ground pool for just $39,995. Financing available. Pleasure Pools has been building top-quality fiberglass, gunite, and vinyl pools across Louisiana and East Texas for over 30 years. Want more? Add a spa, waterfall, or custom feature, and we've got you covered for maintenance and remodeling too. Call 318-357-9000 or visit pleasurepoolsinc.com.
Jackpot fever is here from the lottery. It's easy 5 time. Choose your 5 numbers for a chance to win a cash jackpot starting at $50,000. Add Easy Match for a chance to win up to $250 instantly. Play Lotto. For just $1, choose your 6 numbers for a chance at a starting jackpot of $500,000. Now that's a whole lotto cash. Feel the power by playing Powerball with a starting jackpot of $20 million. And for an extra $1, power up with Power Play to increase any non-jackpot prize. Play Powerball. This game is mega huge. Play Mega Millions. The jackpot starts at $50 million. An automatic multiplier feature gives you a chance to multiply any non-jackpot prize up to 10 times. Catch your jackpot fever from the lottery. Always giving you a reason to smile. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
Nothing to do?
Zenlaw's got you covered.
Attention all well-behaved pets. You and your human friends are invited to the fall photo shoot with pets. Wednesday, August 27th from 9 till 1 at the library on Tioga High School Road in Ball. It's free.
If you're a Pokemon fan, make plans for the Rapides Parish Library's Creative Con on Saturday, August 30th from 9 till 1. Dress up for the cosplay contest, the fun games, vendors, and more. Details on Facebook at RPL Creative Con.
Fall Fest is full of family-friendly fun. It's coming to Coach Hill Lake and Boyce on Saturday, September 6th. Enjoy live music, a kids zone, food vendors, arts and craft vendors. Load up the kids for a day at the lake.
Love local art? Then make plans for Saturday, September 13th as the Zenlaw Artist Market comes to Fighting Hand Brewing Company. Enjoy local art and meet the artists while sipping a craft beer. Details on Facebook.
Go have some fun.
Zenlaw Broadcasting.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BON Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BON Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
All right, we're back. Stephen and Al here on Talkback on KSYL. You remember on Friday, our guy Brad, who always calls from Chicago, called in saying how it could be like an important day. So there's an account I follow on Twitter, the Kobeissi letter, Kobeissi. So basically, the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, in their words, they said he has caved. In 1 month, the Fed is planning to cut rates, and they're blaming a weaker labor market. And they also note that we have PPI inflation growth at a 3-year high and CPI inflation above 2% for 53 straight months. So the whole key to this, to what they're saying, is the key is to own assets or you're going to be left behind.
Okay.
Got any assets?
How am I going to buy some assets with such high inflation?
A good question. Yeah. I would just, I'm not like a stock investor at all, but I do follow my 401k pretty closely. And 2 years ago, I think, I moved almost all of it into S&P 500 funds. And it's been doing great ever since.
That's kind of the solid choice, right?
Yeah, which I think I did that because I'd read that that's what Warren Buffett always does. So I'm like, well, if that dude makes money, then that makes sense.
Or you can just like jump on the, be like the first 100 people to jump on the Trump meme coins and make a killing.
There you go.
You know?
There you go. So, according to the letter, they said the Fed's purpose is to reduce unemployment and avoid inflation/deflation. This is the Fed's dual mandate. Since 2021, they've been focused on the inflation side of that mandate. But Powell made a massive pivot Friday, saying the shifting balance of risk may warrant adjusting the policy stance. In other words, the Fed now views unemployment as a bigger risk than inflation, which is a near confirmation that rate cuts are coming. I'd have to look more into the unemployment issue. My understanding from what I've been reading is it's been kind of two factors with unemployment. One, the amount of people that they've been deporting, and then two, the number of government employees that have been laid off. As far as private sector, I think what you're seeing is, especially in the tech industries, because AI is replacing a lot of jobs. And I think that's the coming thing that they're probably seeing is that, we've heard AI is going to replace all these kinds of jobs. I mean, for example, now you go to Taco Bell, you order, the person, it's not a person taking your order, it's an AI computer you're talking to.
I went yesterday, it did well.
I was going to say, to be honest,
I even tried to fudge it up a little bit.
Yeah, and I've noticed it moves faster. So, again, it's more focused on the labor market. They said in the latest data, 258,000 jobs were revised downward out of May and June alone. Year to date, 461,000 jobs have been revised downward. Now, I will say this, I remember that last year or two of the Biden administration, they would tell you how many jobs were added, and then like a month or two later, they would revise those numbers, and they were always way off in terms of being lower than what they reported. So they say in the letter, what does it all mean? The Fed is set to cut rates into inflation, which the stock market will love. However, as inflation rebounds, those who do not own assets will see a similar situation to the post-pandemic era. Wage growth will lag, and the wealth gap will just continue to grow. When the Fed cuts rates within 2% of all-time highs, the S&P 500 loves it. And 20 of the last 20 times, what has happened is the S&P 500 has seen an average of 13.9% growth over the following 12 months. So maybe get into the S&P 500 now. As far as home prices, they're saying the relief likely won't come. The Fed has made it clear that they'll remain attentive to inflation risks, so rate cuts are coming, but not at an aggressive pace like the 300 BPS that Trump wants. Mortgage rates will drop, but probably won't drop enough. They would need to drop to incentivize the 55% of homeowners who have less than 4% rates right now, but they're not going to drop enough for that to happen.
No.
As you probably are well aware of.
Yeah.
So
we're just enjoying apartment life, rental life.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So.
It is.
Yep.
But they say the result of all this will probably be a likely continued historic widening of the wealth gap. In 1990, the wealth gap between the top 1% and the bottom 50% was $3 trillion. Now it's $40 trillion.
That's why you're seeing the Democratic Socialist Party making a wave.
The top 0.1% of Americans now hold 5.5 times more wealth than the bottom 50% of Americans. No, I agree, but my point with that is that those things that they promise never work, and it's a lot of times they're the very people that are involved in the top 0.1%.
But like what? I'm just curious, like what specific things doesn't work?
Oh, with like price controls and the government getting involved in all of that. So it's gonna be interesting to see where it all goes. But
yeah, I mean, like they say, the rich keep getting richer, and we're over here. But that's cool.
Woohoo! Here we are.
Maybe we can get the federal agents to make sure Jerome Powell lowers those rates. Kind of intimidate him a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. To the phones. Good morning, you're on Talkback. Hello, good morning. Hello, going once, twice. I hear you there. Are you there?
This is Buck Van der Steen calling in for a program at 8:30.
Okay. Let me put you on hold, and we'll come to you in just a second.
Thank you.
All right, let's try this one. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Well, the reason Trump wants to lower interest rates because the American people can't pay the interest on the debt. That's why.
Right. Yeah, I heard this weekend a show, they were saying that right now the amount of money we pay for interest on the national debt is the second largest expenditure by the federal government. That's insane.
Y'all have a great day.
All right, thanks. Hadn't heard from you in a while. You doing all right? Nope, guess he's doing all right. So, all right. Anyway, hopefully our friend Brad was listening to all that, and he can weigh in a little bit later because he always has good insights about this. So maybe Bitcoin, Stephen, is your route to go with right now.
No, I'm not smart enough.
Just got to get an investment advisor.
Yeah, I gotta get smarter, I guess.
Because, you know, at the age you're at right now, you have so much expendable money to invest.
Yeah.
It's practically falling out of the skies.
Look, I'm not complaining, and I'm not like looking for anyone to help me. I don't need the government to cut rates to make my life better. It's just that everything's kind of expensive, and we know prices. You know, some things might go down a little. It's not going to go down. It never does.
No, it never does.
It's just the new normal.
I mean, and you know, you see it a lot when you go out to eat. I mean, everything is going up. Every restaurant that used to be, you'd go for a $12, $13 meal is more like $16, $17 now.
Yeah.
So
I don't like calling out any business here in town. I'm not. This is just the reality of it. Went to a buffet, and which would normally like $10, $11 when I was here years ago.
Yeah.
It's like 18 now.
Right.
It's insane.
No, I know.
Yeah. And groceries are high too.
They are.
But this isn't news to anybody, and you know, the wages are going to have to go up. I'm assuming, you know, they're talking about that wage gap because, you know, the prices aren't going to go down.
No.
But
at least gas is fairly affordable.
It's kind of close to like 260s, 270 what I see. Which is still better.
If you get regular, it's like $2.39 right now.
Like at Walmart, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some of the other ones are like the 260s, 270s.
Well, you're going to the wrong
Sometimes
place.
I'll just pay for those and I don't have to drive any longer. So I guess money really isn't the problem, right?
Every little bit adds up, Stephen Maxwell.
That's right.
All right. Well, as you heard, Buck Vanderstein is calling in. He is the executive director of the Louisiana Forestry Association. And we're going to talk about the timber industry and why he's taking the position that carbon capture and sequestration could be good for that industry. We'll do that if we come back here on Talk.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Last week's optimism on possible rate cuts is fading, and concerns about tariffs and their impact on inflation, as well as corporate profits, are back in focus. It's driving down stock futures this morning ahead of the opening bell. Health insurance premiums could get more expensive next year. Industry experts say rising medical costs and high prescription prices could mean patients will be paying more for less coverage, especially if enhanced tax credits expire at the end of the year. Congress would have to renew them. GE Aerospace workers have authorized a strike at facilities in Kentucky and Ohio over rising healthcare costs, job security, and time off. Without a union agreement by Wednesday, more than 600 workers could walk off the job. And Apple's just weeks away now from its big product launch event, where it's expected to announce plans for an iPhone overhaul. The company is planning 3 straight years of major redesigns, starting with the iPhone Air in September. Apple's first foldable iPhone is expected early next year. Monica Ricks, Bloomberg Radio.
The clinics welcome Dr. Noah Miller, family medicine physician, to our team. Dr. Miller from Vadrine, Louisiana, is now accepting new patients. Call today to schedule your appointment. The clinics offers a wide range of services, including primary care, family and chronic care, urgent and acute care with on-site lab and x-ray. Same-day appointments are available, and we accept most insurance and Medicare. Experience exceptional care at the clinics, 1587 North Bolton. Call 445-9823 or look us up online at theclinics.us.
Is your website accessible to everyone? If it's not WCAG compliant, you could be excluding customers and opening yourself up to lawsuits. At Kinetics, we build and optimize websites that meet WCAG accessibility standards, helping you serve more people, convert more customers, and stay compliant with ADA guidelines. Don't risk it. It's your free website accessibility assessment today at Kinetics.solutions. That's Kinetics.solutions. Kinetics, where smart marketing works.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with a promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Well, good morning. There's good and bad news in the forecast. First, the good, cooler temperatures coming later in the week. Not today. That's the bad news. Sunny and hot today. 96 the afternoon high. We'll see winds out of the east, northeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. No mention of rain today. Clear skies tonight down to 69. And then tomorrow, it looks like a little bit cooler. 93 the high with a chance of an afternoon shower. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. Now back to Talkback.
All right, Alan Stephen back with you here on this Monday morning. Talkback is the show at 442-8255. And right now we're going to get a conversation with Buck Vandersteen. He is the executive director of the Louisiana Forestry Association, a position he has held for quite some time. Good morning, Mr. Vandersteen. How are you, sir?
Good morning, and doing well, and right here in central Louisiana, Alexandria.
How many years have you had this job?
I have had the privilege of serving as the executive director for 43 years. Wow. I'm a forester, forest landowner, and work with just over 4,000 members across the state that are interested in growing trees, harvesting those trees, and manufacturing those trees into useful products that society needs.
And I know you're always quick to remind people that forestry is the #1 agriculture product in Louisiana.
It certainly is. It covers, our forests cover half the land area of Louisiana. There's so many trees out there, we don't even think about them as we drive along the roads. But those forests cover half the land area, provides jobs for over 40,000 men and women, and adds about $13 billion to the Louisiana economy each and every year. And another important thing is all of this is a sustainable activity, because when we harvest trees, we replant those trees. And most people don't realize that we plant between December and March of every year between 50 and 70 million trees. Wow. And those trees, if you look at 4 million population, about 25 trees or so are planted for each individual in Louisiana to assure that they have forest products and opportunities to see our trees long into the future.
Yeah, so I want to talk to you. You were at the Rapides Parish Police Jury meeting a couple of weeks ago, advocating for the Beaver Lake Sun Gas Renewables project, saying that projects affiliated with carbon capture could help revitalize the timber industry. Kind of go over some of your arguments there and some things you think could be beneficial.
Sure. To begin this, we need to look back a few years. I don't want to take a whole lot of time, but it kind of puts things in context. In the early 1900s, we had an issue in Louisiana. The industry did not really have a sustainable forestry ethic as we do today. They cut and they moved on to a next plot of land. They didn't think about putting any trees back in the ground. Well, when the Forestry Association was organized in 1947, right there at the Hotel Bentley, the mission of the Forestry Association was to reforest Louisiana. And we encourage landowners to do that. And most land in Louisiana is owned by mom and pop landowners. A lot of people think, well, it's the big companies that own all the land, or it's the government that owns all the land. Where they have a significant part of the ownership, most of the land in Louisiana is owned by mom and pop landowners. And they accepted our challenge, plant trees, and they did. And they did such a tremendous job at planting trees that today we're growing 70% more trees than we're taking out of the forest. So the forests continue to grow. And when we're not harvesting more timber, our forests are becoming more stressed. Opportunities for insect infestation, opportunities for wildfire to come along. Those are negative things that we want to discourage, and we can do that by expanding our markets. Well, while we talk about the need for expanding markets, human dimensions are changing. People are not reading as many newspapers as they once read. And we lost International Paper Company in Pineville about 15 years ago. And the effect that that had on our community was significant. And I know the community has tried to put something out at that facility for years and never seemed to come to fruition. Recently, we had another announcement back in February, April of this year, that International Paper at Campty was closing that paper mill. That paper mill idled 400 men and women, idled logging capacity. Loggers had nowhere to take the material that they were harvesting. And you look at what's happened in the Natchitoches area. They've had some school closings. They've had some people leaving town to go look for work in other locations. We need to turn that tide. We need to get something back in these areas that are forest related. Forestry is an important part of our culture. Sure, we have many other industries, but forestry is a big player in our area. So along comes an opportunity with Beaver Lake Renewables, and it's interesting to think of the product that they're making. It's not the traditional lumber or oriented strand board or paper that they're making. They're making a renewable biofuel. They're taking wood and they're converting that wood into a biofuel, actually a methanol that is being used by the transportation industry. These big shipping industries are trying to move away from heavy oils that come from Venezuela and places outside of the U.S., using a U.S. biofuel to fuel the ships that travel around the world. That investment in Pineville is over a $2.5 billion investment. And we think about that, $2.5 billion in a community like Rapides Parish, and particularly in Pineville, is not something to sneeze at. It is a significant investment. 100 or so permanent jobs on that facility that I understand, we're going to be paying upwards of $70,000 to $80,000 a year. This is something for our young people and for our more seasoned people to take advantage, to say, I don't have to move to Baton Rouge or Dallas or Houston to find a good paying job. I can stay right here in the beauty of central Louisiana and earn a decent income and raise a family, enjoy my hunting and the beauty of our forests that are being so well managed. And the loggers that will be delivering wood to that facility will use over 2 million tons of wood. And we go back to when I started this conversation. The landowners that have agreed to reforest their lands and to plant their trees are looking for markets. They have trees today that are in bad need of thinnings and bad need of good forest management. This plant out at Beaver Lake Renewables, will be able to utilize that material, providing a significant economic incentive to the landowners, to the loggers, and to our community. That project is going to generate millions of dollars in our community for taxes, for roads, for schools, for things that we need in our everyday life. So it is a good project for our forest industry to have. And where all of the controversy
I'll tell you what, Buck, can I just stop you right there?
Yes, sir.
We've got to take a break, but I want to get to the next part that you're going to talk about because we're going to ask it anyway. So we'll take a break. More with Buck Vandersteen right after this.
KSYL. Louisiana forests once fueled our economy. Your granddad logged these woods. So did your dad. And now, Beaver Lake Renewable Energy is keeping that legacy alive, turning thinnings and wood byproducts into clean fuel right here in Pineville. It means more jobs, stronger forests, and a future that honors where Central Louisiana came from. Be part of Louisiana's next chapter. Visit BeaverLakeRenewable.com and find out how we're putting Central Louisiana back on the map.
Blended families, bonus children, and co-parenting can bring amazing experiences, but it can also be overwhelming and complicate your estate plan. How can families navigate the process when entering into this wonderful journey? I'm George Fine with Fine Legal Services. When it comes to your family's questions, our team can make planning for the future seamless and transparent. Call your Alexandria, Louisiana attorneys, George Fine and Jeremy Cedars, at 318-767-2226 to learn more, or visit fine-lawyers.com.
LSBA number LA2316294.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is zero and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Talkback. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
All right, we're back on Talkback. Buck Vandersteen is our guest. He is the Executive Director of the Louisiana Forestry Association. So before the break, Buck, you did an excellent job of describing and explaining why this Beaver Lake project is so important to the industry, especially on the front end of things. And I've made the case here on the show that the front end of this project makes total sense, utilizing the timber industry. The controversy we know is on the back end. The byproduct, the carbon, for that to be captured and then sequestered, put into the ground by another company that would do that. This is what is drawing so much of the opposition. People are very concerned about what this could do long-term to the land, including even timber, frankly, by putting something in the ground that people say, we don't know 50, 100, 200 years from now what that could do. What's been your response to that?
Well, that is below the surface, and there are far more experts than we are what lies below the surface. But what we've been able to discover from people that are in the oil and gas industry, that putting carbon in the ground is not new in Louisiana. There's over 200 pipelines that run through Louisiana currently carrying just carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is regularly injected into the ground in the extraction of oil and natural gas. What is unusual with this carbon capture and storage is a new class of well, a Class 6 well that is over a mile deep in the Earth's crust, that is intended to sequester that carbon for perpetuity. And those issues and those conditions are really where we need our Department of Energy and Conservation and their experts to help present to the public what this is all about. Allay the fears, identify the risks, make sure that what is being done is safe and helpful to our communities. The risks are the risks. Absolutely. There's risks getting out in our automobiles and driving on the road. But, we take effort to reduce those risks. We put on a seatbelt. We watch the traffic. Same thing needs to be done with this oil and gas pipelines, as carbon dioxide pipelines, as carbon dioxide injection. Identify the risks, make sure that what we're doing is safe and affordable.
One of the things I hear people say is, well, wouldn't it be better just release it into the air? Because after all, that's what trees use for growth is carbon dioxide. What have you heard that suggestion made?
Absolutely, and they are exactly right. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is a building block for our agricultural and forestry industries. There's no doubt about that. The investors in these projects, like Beaver Lake, we're looking, as I mentioned, $2.5 billion investment. These investors have a strong desire to remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. And they're willing to put money in projects like Beaver Lake if the carbon dioxide from their manufacturing process can be sequestered and taken out of the atmosphere. I believe that at some point in time that our researchers at LSU and Louisiana Tech and University of Lafayette, we will find better uses for this sequestration and turn these carbon dioxides into beneficial products. But for right now, it seems that the carbon sequestration, putting it deep into the ground safely, is where the emphasis is being placed.
But for you feel like this could be, I don't want to say the wrong term here, but one of the saving graces for the timber industry here in Louisiana.
It will certainly be a saving grace for our industry, without a doubt. We are losing the paper mills, and hopefully we've seen the last closure. Louisiana is blessed. We still have some very active industry, but we have far more resource that needs a market. We also are taking wood and turning it into wood pellets, and some of our industry are taking that wood and transporting it all the way to Europe, where it's burned in boilers to provide another source of renewable energy. Beaver Lake is taking wood and turning it into a methanol. They'll produce over 500,000 tons of methanol. And when you look at is this product going to have a market, these shipping companies, one of the largest in the world is Maersk. They're spending hundreds of millions of dollars to refurbish each of their ships to go from a heavy oil to the methanol. So they're putting their money where their mouth is, and they are investing heavily in this project. And Louisiana is blessed with a timber resource. We have an infrastructure. If you ever go to the website there at the LSU School of Energy, and you get a map of the number pipelines and the injection wells that we have in Louisiana. It's really amazing to see the amount of transmission lines that we have in the state and the number of injection wells that are done safely. I mean, we don't hear of major blowouts, and we don't hear of problems with these existing lines. And I've got to believe that the same thing will happen with this carbon dioxide transmission. As I mentioned earlier, this is not the first time that carbon dioxide will be transmitted through Louisiana. It has already happened. There's over 200 miles of carbon dioxide pipelines existing in the state already that are moving carbon. Carbon is already being injected into the ground for oil and gas exploration. The newness of this project is the deep sequestration of that for generations. So we need the experts to come forward and tell us it's safe and what risks there are and how we can reduce those risks.
Yeah, going back to what you said, with the investors, and we've had the people on from Sungas that have explained this, that the market in Europe dictates that they have to sequester the carbon in order to have the price to sell it at in Europe. Now, the pushback here with local people is we're not worried about what Europe wants. We're worried about what's the long-term effect on Louisiana. Added into that, a big part of the reason why the investing is happening is because of the tax credits that are being given by the federal government. But what people may be surprised to know is how much the Trump administration is on board with this. On their website, it says that the president supports cutting-edge technology like carbon capture and storage. And I know that our governor has come out in favor of this as well. So do you think that for the people that are opposed to this, will they be able to slow this down, or is there too much support right now from the powers that be to make this go forward?
I think it's important that our community get information on this subject and to have reasonable and courteous and civil discussion on the issue where questions are raised and answers are given, and all try and figure out how we can bring this into our communities to help our communities grow and prosper. Yes, the administration is looking at U.S. energy dominance. Yes, investors are saying we want to see this carbon capture and storage. And certainly the tax credits are there that help reduce some of the cost. And I've heard people say, well, this is going to mean that you and I are going to have to be paying more taxes for that to happen. That's not the case. The tax credit is where the companies won't have to pay taxes so that they can recoup some of their investment. So we need to get correct information out. We need to deal with the facts, and we need to engage the community in discussing how we can do this safely and grow.
All right.
I'd like to see Louisiana be a leader in energy, as we already are, and in forestry.
Buck Vandersteen, Executive Director of Louisiana Forestry Association. Appreciate your time, and let's get you on again soon.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. We need to take a break. More coming up.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talkback is on the way.
Imagine walking where land meets sea, where every step echoes centuries of stories. This is the Portuguese coastal Camino de Santiago. From Porto's riverside charm to Galicia's wild coast, follow a path through fishing villages, ancient chapels, and windswept beaches. Walk the Camino. Feel the call. More than a journey, it's a transformation. Join our small group, escorted by Christine and Father Joy in May of 2026. FreedomTravelLLC.com, your international travel architects.
What's everybody talking about? Find out from Sinlaw Updates with Sinlaw Broadcasting. Fast, focused news from me, Stephen Maxwell, powered by Sinlaw Broadcasting. Follow Sinlaw Broadcasting on Facebook,
It's your Cenla Update. Local news that hits first and hits different.
Do you want to take a vacation every day? Do you want to know where your children are all summer long? Then call A1 Pools now and have a swimming pool installed in your own backyard. A1 Pools can build your pool and have you swimming with your family before you know it. Call A1 Pools now and get a free quote. Call 318-449-2093. And financing is available. Call A1 Pools now. 318-449-2093.
Now back to Talk Back, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
All right, well, we are pretty much out of time for today. We got a minute left. I'll take this call. I know you were calling in to talk to Buck, but go ahead, sir.
Yeah, well, all I can say is he's definitely sold down the river, so to speak.
And I understand why. Again, it's what I said. On the front end, it makes so much sense for the timber industry, the Beaver Lake project. The big concern is on the back end with the carbon capture and sequestration. And I think no matter how much lobbying there is on the part of this, there's going to be a large part of our community that's not buying it.
Well, I don't buy it, and your point that if it wasn't for the tax credits or whatever it is, this wouldn't exist.
Right. That's exactly right. So, yeah, therein lies the rub. But, all right, well, thank you for the call. We're out of time for today. This went quickly today, Stephen. I know tomorrow that you guys will have Wilbur Carmouche in, and Dr. Correll will be here with Abby Bain from LSUA. So I'll be listening with you and Nathan tomorrow.
All right. Another day.
Another day. And I know you're going to get out there hustling today.
I'm going to try.
Chasing some stories.
Going around town.
All right. Have a great Monday, everyone. We'll talk with you tomorrow here on KSYL.
You've been listening to Talk Back, the